Well, that was a most difficult delivery. And the person who bought the groceries was not the person who received the groceries. It was a Good Samaritan. It was delivered to somebody. But the address, there's no mailbox. There was a mailbox, but there's no number on it. But I see the other numbers on it. And it's the only one that's not marked. So I assume that's the correct one. I had to call the customer. And he says, well, it's some house right as you get to Circle, it's on the right. So the former double wides, I saw it, and I said, well, I see a wheelchair out front. And he said, yeah, that's it.
The Silver Dasher.
Morning. It's Friday. I'm in my car, and I just gassed up. And I'm already here at Walmart. I already got the order that I'll get. I accepted the first one. It's $23.65 for 9.2 miles with only 14 items. Says it's going to take about 37 minutes to complete the whole order, which is fine. Which is hopefully I can get this one done quickly, and then hopefully come back and get another one. Yeah. Yesterday when I got the first one, it was ugly, and then I had to wait and then a whole bunch to come up, and I wound up only picking up the best, and so it didn't pay much. It didn't go very far, so it was the dollar amount was at least double the mileage, but didn't get another offer that day. And then I DoorDash and didn't quite make $50. Yeah. Yeah. For DoorDash, AR went from 79 down to 70. And I did 7 of 18 deliveries. Which shows you, and all those other ones I rejected, they were bad. They were all underwater. I mean, severely underwater. So, anyway, I'm here at Walmart. Got another about 12 minutes before they open. So, sit here and wait, warm up a little bit, and then we'll do our shopping and do the customer. So, see you in a little bit. Well, that was a most difficult delivery. And the person who bought the groceries was not the person who received the groceries. It was a Good Samaritan. It was delivered to somebody. But the address, there's no mailbox. There was a mailbox, but there's no number on it. But I see the other numbers on it. And it's the only one that's not marked. So I assume that's the correct one. I had to call the customer. And he says, well, it's some house right as you get to Circle, it's on the right. So the former double wides, I saw it, and I said, well, I see a wheelchair out front. And he said, yeah, that's it, on the deck. And he said it was a light blue Elantra. No, what I saw was a light blue Kia. So it's so I put it on the front porch best I could, but the address, if the stuff's not marked properly, it's very difficult to make deliveries. So from what he told me, and he said he's only helped this guy once, and he's been there, so he can only describe. So the only saving grace is I was bought a case of Sprite drinks, and I saw some old Sprite cans out in the front porch, so hopefully I'm on the right spot. If not, then he's going to have to tell him to go get it from that house. So, but like I said, did the best I could. Now kudos to him for helping somebody. We need more people like that. I need to go this way. All right, come on.
Walmart vision and glasses may be closed by the time you arrive.
Yeah. All right, I think I'm on the right road. I'm trying to get myself back. Because I'm out here in almost deliverance country. I'm up in the hills. Unfortunately, it's mostly double wides. But I've seen one or two. Some people have bought property and built some very nice houses out here. But yeah, top of the mountain here. I've been out in this area before. It's very, it's if you think of rural, this is rural. There's definitely no HOA out here. So anyway, I'm gonna try and make my way back to Walmart, see if I can pick up another order. If not, I'm just gonna go home and wait. This weekend is gonna be interesting. Tomorrow, today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. I don't do anything on Saturday. Sunday may be an interesting notion because we have as of this recording, we have this winter cyclone bomb thing. It's going to get 0 here in Alabama on Sunday. That's damn cold. I don't care what part of the country you're in. That's cold. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to Spark Sunday, let alone even DoorDash. Because they says, I usually go Spark in Anniston, but they say maybe icy conditions, because they may have had some light rain. So I will play it by ear, but if conditions are dangerous, I ain't going nowhere. So anyway, let's head back to Walmart and hopefully pick up another order. So see you in a little bit. Well, I'm going to take a chance. Got to pick up like $25, something like that. For like 9 miles. I figured, well, since it's so early in the morning, it's just now just a little bit after 7. I just got it, at 7 o'clock, and it says 7:05 pickup. Well, so let's see. Let's see if a very early morning pickup is working or it gets canceled. So. See you in a little bit. Well, I actually did a pickup, and I thought it was going to be canceled because I give 30 minutes now. Time I arrive in 30 minutes. Well, 25 minutes in, it said it was packed, and in 5 minutes they came. So I delivered, and the first drop off, nice elderly lady, she gave me a $5 cash tip extra for delivering the groceries to her in the cold, as she says. And then the second drop off was to the sheriff's department. They bought a business. It was a small building, older building right next to the sheriff's office, but it used to be the satellite office, Dish and DirecTV. So I bought that because they needed the room. I looked at the sign, sex offender registry. I said, wow. So, and then I just dropped off the last one to the apartment complex I have been to many for, and the customer in the instructions said I left a black cart out there. Please load up the cart and knock on the door, which I did. And it was on the good thing is it was on the ground floor. So I put everything in. I made sure the eggs were on top. So I didn't want them to get crushed. So, so yeah, that was a risk. I may try this again. I only will do this early in the morning, and it was a decent order. Let's see. Let me see if I can see what the details are. Yeah. $28.58 for 4.3 miles for total minutes, 33 minutes. So I took that. And it worked out. So anyway, I got about just under an hour left. Another pickup was offered, but that was bad. It was like $19 for 18 miles. I said no. So I'm gonna wait around, go back home, see if I can get another shopping order. I don't know if I'm going to try another pickup. They seem to be quite busy this morning. When I arrived there were like 10 cars waiting. And I recognized a lot of the people in there, the drivers, waiting. In fact, there was a driver, he was there before I was, and I got my order and left, and he was still sitting there. So he may have had a big order. So anyway, heading back home. Wait out the rest of the morning shift of my Spark. If I get a shopping decent, I'll take it. Otherwise, I'll take a break, get something to eat, and we'll do DoorDashing this afternoon. Let's see. I'm at 86 points. I lose 2 more points, I'm back down in gold. Can't dispute anything. But the thing is, I do know this. Because of the new time thing, if there's a stacked order, I'm not taking it. Because I took that stack order, even though it was the dollar amount was double the mileage. But because there's so many factors about you being on time and all that, with 2 pickups and then going to 2 customers, you know what really pissed me off? On that one, I was late. They said I was 4 minutes late on pickup at Wendy's, and then 2 minutes late at Little Caesars, but I was 2 minutes early on both deliveries, but they still call me late. So they docked me on that. So I got to the customer early, but they still docked me. That's BS. So anyhow, let's go back and wait out the shift and see what happens. See you in a little bit. Welcome back. It's time to do some dashing. Let's see how much I trashed my yard this time. Starting the app. All right. Navigate to the hot zone, which is currently the Cracker Barrel. Or in this case, Salad Beauty, but Cracker Barrel's right next to it. So yeah, I was at 89 points. I'm at 86 now. The AR is down to 70. It was 77 or 79. Yeah, yesterday I completed 7 of 18 trips. Look at there. My first rejection. Take screenshot. Yep. Little Caesars for $8.95 for 8.9 miles. It's 2 customer drop off. Yeah, here's another thing. I'm not doing stacked orders again. That stack order may force me to be late, even though I arrived at the customers early. Because I was arrived supposedly late at the stores, and because I was late at one store, it forced me to be late at the other store. Even though I arrived at the customers early, it marked me late, and I lost a point. So I'm not doing stack orders. So let's see what happens. So head to base, which is going to be the Cracker Barrel. It seems to be in the same hot zone that's currently, yep. So that's where I'm heading. So let's see if I get a decent order. So see you in a little bit. First decent order of the day, Zaxby's. A little over $7 for 3.5 miles. So on the Zaxby's we go. And then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that Zaxby's, and then just as I finished dropping off, I got an offer which I rejected. It was a Jack's for $17, but it was over 20 miles away. I rejected that because, yeah, $17 is a lot of money, but it's 20 miles out and 20 miles back. So that's 40. So that's really $17 for 40 miles. No, so I rejected that. So I'm down here at the next exit from base. So I'm gonna get back on the interstate. And that order was to the local Christian school. So let's see how much more I can ruin my acceptance rating. So, there's another one. Take screenshot. And we're rejecting that one. That was $7 for 5 miles for Cracker Barrel. So, see the type of offers I'm getting. So I'm done. You know, if they're not decent, I'm done. So, all right, head to base and see if we can get something better. So, see you in a little bit. Well, just I was pulling into a Chick-fil-A area since that was a hot spot. Got a decent order from Wingstop. It's $6 plus for 1 mile. They said it was a high-paying job. So, on the Wingstop, attend to the customer. See you in a little bit. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you won't be disappointed with the. Well, that was a surprise delivery. For y'all folks who have seen lots of my earlier DoorDash videos, especially when I first started, this is one of my first repeat customers. In fact, this is the third time I've been here. If y'all remember me delivering to a red barn, this is a gentleman. And I've mentioned a couple times, take screenshot. Decline. That's $5 for over 5 miles. No, but if you remember, I described that. You know, when I first saw him, I talked with him because he ordered Mexican over in Lincoln from a restaurant in Lincoln, and this is when they were doing the bridge repairs. So I told him it was a delay. So I've been in constant contact. And I gave him constant updates of what I was doing, and that's when he mentioned that he's homebound with a broke leg, and he wound up giving me one of my first extra tips. So the second time I came to it, I remembered it. I remember this. So I texted him a message. I hope your legs is doing better. He said, "Oh, I'm still." He texted me back. Says, I'm still low on recovery. It's not healing well. Yeah, so I told him, keep it up. And he said he appreciated it. So when I saw the description right part, so as I was leaving, he come out and I asked him that it was him. he was really appreciative. I said, how's his leg doing? And, take screenshot. All right, that one I'll take. Outback Steakhouse, high pain, $11.75 for 5 miles. So he says it's been a long recovery. He's got to go through rehab. It sounded like to me it was a very bad leg injury. Because when I first saw him, he was on a walker, you know. And they say his guy rebuilt his muscle. And I told him, I've been there before. I had a broke leg and, you know, muscle atrophy. Your muscles go weak, you know, and it's painful to come back from that. So anyway, that was a nice surprise. Got to reconnect with a repeat customer and find out what his health is. Just curious, you know, it's one of those things. You know, he was a very nice guy. You know, when he gave me that extra tip, and just one of those things. You know, just kind of make a connection. Don't know his name. Well, I know his name from the order, but don't know him from Adam's House Cat. You know, from anything else. But you know, just want to. He seems to be by himself. You know, and I think he's appreciative that, you know, somebody's, you know, kind of remembers him and thought about him. So anyhow, well, heading to Outback Steakhouse. Now, from what I understand, this is never really a customer order. This is Outback saying, hey, we don't have, either they say we don't have drivers, and so we need to hire DoorDash to take the order out there. So time to go to Outback and pick up an order. Only problem with Outback is this is like the third or fourth time I've done this. Whatever they put in the back and all that, it smells so good. Oh my God, it smells so good. So anyway, on to Outback and the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered that Outback Steakhouse to a house I've drove by many times. It's a big, huge, you know, mansion house right across the street, and I think they own the land across the street from it with all the cows, because the initials of the gate on where that is the same initials of the person I just delivered to. Delivered to a, you know, lady. Very nice. I told her, so, you have a beautiful house. I drive by it all the time. But yeah. Another decline. Take screenshot. Yeah, I'm declining that Wendy's for $13 that goes over 14 miles. No, not taking that. It's the crap orders I'm getting. You know, I've decided not to take them anymore. I'm done. So yeah, but yeah, very nice. This has been a very interesting day. You know, like I told you, the previous customer was a repeat customer in the Red Barn. I forgot to mention that he mentioned something that kind of brought to mind. He said he's been having this issue for 7 months. Well, I think that's how long I've been door dashing. So that means for the first time I delivered to him, he just had his accident. So wow. Yeah. You know, he must have had a very severe broke leg, you know. So anyway, let's head back to, looks like base is near Crystal's, but that's, you know, Cracker Barrel's in the same zone. So let's head back to base and see if we can get another order. And so let's stop with the crap orders. So see you in a little bit. Well, sat in base for about 10 minutes, but I declined one order. It was for a local Mexican restaurant. It was $11, but it was for 15 miles. God. I said, no. So now, though, I picked up a Jersey Mike's for just over $5 for over 2 miles. So, yeah, it's small, but still the dollar amount doubled the mileage. So I'm not too far. I gotta go across the interstate. Of course, traffic's backed up here, so let's see if we can go take a shortcut. So anyway, let's head to Jersey Mike's and then down to the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, just delivered to a new repeat customer. As I went into this house yesterday, but unfortunately, I think they made how this went. It made me late. Let's see here. I don't know. Maybe I was on time, but it was close. So anyhow, let's continue. Hopefully we get some more orders, some decent orders. But yeah, it's the order's a little bit more steadier than it was yesterday. But I'm starting to see more offers I can accept today than I did yesterday. Yesterday, they were just like, I told you, 7 out of 18 is what I delivered. So 11 crappy orders. So we'll have to see what today entails. So anyway, see what's the current hot spot. Looks like it's Burger King, and let's see, Burger King is the only hot spot. So I guess what I'm going to do, I'm going to hang around the Wingstop place and see if I can get an order there. So on the Wingstop, or actually the Starbucks, what used to be my breakfast headquarters. So, all right, let's head over there and wait and see what happens. See you in a little bit. Well, just picked up a decent Taco Bell order. Now, as of the recording, I'm getting ready to release today a video about how Taco Bell ignored me. But it was the Taco Bell in Lincoln. Now, so far, the Taco Bell here the employees and the manager have been very helpful. So I find it ironic. So anyway, let's go to Taco Bell, pick up the order, and go to the customer. See you in a little bit. Here we go. Well, that was interesting. Got the Taco Bell order, and I was waiting. I got another one. So that second one was delivered right away, but the first one had 54 items in it, mostly sauce and stuff like that, but it took forever for them. So I had to put them there and say, look, I hit the question mark, so look, this thing is taking so long, and now I'm going to check to see if I was late on any of those things. Let's see. No, it marked me on time. It's shocking. Well, I eventually got, I told him, hey, it's taking so long and that type of thing. So I said, so from now on, I'm doing a lot of, hey, that's what what I should have done on that stacked order. I hit the question mark and said, look, this is taking an extra long wait time. And eventually I got the, the little pop-up screen that says, oh, we got your back, So, anyhow. All right. Things are kind of slow. The hot zones are few and in between. So, I'm now on the southern end of the gauntlet. So, let's run the gauntlet, see if I get anything. Hope the gauntlet doesn't win. So, anyway, run the gauntlet and then on to base. See you in a little bit. Well, unfortunately, the gauntlet won. Made it all the way to base. I've been sitting here about at least 15 minutes. But, did get an offer. I'm going to Chick-fil-A. It's like a little over $7 for 2 miles. So, let's head to Chick-fil-A and then the customer. So, see you in a little bit. Hi. Well, just delivered a Chick-fil-A order to a couple that are moving into a house. But I drove by. They're on the same street as an old repeat customer of mine. I haven't been there in a long time, but the reason I remember this one is the very first 2 days of me DoorDashing, I delivered McDonald's to this address 2 days in a row. and I thought, well, heck, this is how it's going to be. I'm going to have regular customers, which I do occasionally. Just the way things work out. So when you get things like small market, and then you get a certain clientele that tends to do a lot of DoorDashing, then the odds are get pretty good that I'll have a lot of repeat customers, which I do. So since I've been back on DoorDashing for lunches, so anyhow, I am kind of like in the middle of the gauntlet. I'm gonna work my way. I'm actually near the McDonald's. Things have kind of slowed down. I've got about 45 minutes left in my dash, because I'm going to end it at 3 o'clock. Also, it's Friday, and it's my pick. I will tell you this right now, we're not doing barbecue. So that gives me, when I ended at 3, that gives me a chance to go home, rest a little bit, get cleaned up, so we can get dressed and go out to eat, and then we go shopping. And we need to do our shopping tonight because, who knows what the weather's going to be like this weekend. Which also tends to bring up an issue. Well, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. I never do anything on Saturdays. But Sundays I always Spark, and I go to Anniston. Well, looking at the weather forecast, it could be icy road conditions in Anniston. So that's going to be very interesting. So we'll play by ear. If Anniston is too risky, so to speak, then what I'll do is I just do some Spark here if our conditions here in this area are good enough to do Spark. So anyway, let's head back to the base at Cracker Barrel and see if we get another order. So see you in a little bit. Well, I sat back at base for about 5 minutes and I got a small order. Going to Whataburger is just a little over $5.25 for 2.8 miles. Yeah. So this is a little order. So, but I'm actually going the back way because this takes forever to go. Now there's heavy traffic and there's turn here. So I'm going to this. I got 8 minutes to get to where I need to go. So let's see if my decision works out. So see you in a little bit. I just dropped off that Whataburger to a repeat customer. Whataburger took forever. And I saw fellow DoorDash driver Nick. And we talked for a minute or two. And he agrees with me this new on time thing is for the birds. And he also told me Whataburger used to be when he first started doing DoorDash, Whataburger used to be really quick, but now they're god awful slow. I don't know what's going on. But yep, so I got 20 minutes left in the dash. Hopefully, man, I can get one more quick order. I did get an order flash up right after I delivered this Whataburger for Little Caesars. It was like $2 for just over 2 miles. Nope, not doing that again. So anyway, let's head back to base. Let's see, is the base a good place to go? Whataburger is a good place to go. So anyway, I think I'll hang around the Starbucks and see what happens. Since that's really the hot zone right now. So yeah, I can wait another 20 minutes for an order here. So, all right, let's see what happens. See you in a little bit. Well, I'm taking my last dash of the day. It's for $13. Let's see here. Yeah, $13 for 1.8 miles. And I go to Wingstop, which is right here where I was parked. And then I go to PetSmart. So let's see how this works out. So see you in a little bit. that's it for me. I completed that dash. It was very unique. 2 different customers. I picked up the Wingstop, and the Wingstop delivery was to another repeat customer who happens to be the next door neighbor of the other repeat customer I did earlier about an hour ago. Then the PetSmart was a 20-gallon terrarium, not a 20-gallon fish tank, but it was a more squatty square. It's for snakes, turtles, spiders, that type of thing. And I think it's probably for a lizard, because he also got a heat lamp. So I'm thinking it's for a gecko or bearded dragon, that type of thing. So anyway, so I ended the dash, but it said in the challenge, I can finish the challenge. It ends tonight. If I would have done 6 more dashes, I was like, no, I'm done. I would have gained $50. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know about the challenge until yesterday. But I can tell you this, I did pretty good. What a difference a day makes. But the thing is, I did 10 deliveries out of 18. So they're still sending me crap orders, even though I'm, quote, platinum, but not for long. When I get home, I'll give the summary and see what the ratings are, if I was on time or late today, and see what my points are to stay, what it is to stay in platinum. So yeah, it was different. I'm probably one day difference. This particular dash, I almost doubled what I made yesterday, with three more orders that I did yesterday. Same number of offers. Yesterday was 7 out of 18. Today was 10 out of 18. So, yeah. So anyway, go ahead home, and I'll give a summary. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I'm home. And it was a pretty good dash. I think I'm going to like this combination of on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, dash morning, Spark in the morning, DoorDash in the afternoon, and only do the Wednesdays and the Sundays as an all-day Spark. Probably do all-day Spark here. That gives me in the middle of the week to catch up on work and stuff like that. But on, like I said, mentioned before, on Sundays I'll go Spark here and then go to Anderson Spark over there. Gives me a chance to check on my parents' house. But for this morning Spark, let's get the numbers there. So confirmed earnings this morning was $25.03, and then unconfirmed tips was $29.65. So, made over $50 this morning on just Spark. So now, with that, let's take a look at the dash this afternoon. The dash, really good. I made $93.37. That Outback Steakhouse order, which was $22, and the PetSmart Wingstop, which was also $14, that made up, for a lot. And then I have a total dash time of 4 hours and 34 minutes. But this was, when I looked at the original things, I did 10 deliveries out of 18 offers. And yesterday's was 10 out of 10. So now let's take a look at what my rating is now with all that mess. So, wow. I started off with 87 points. Now I'm at 88 points. So what happened? I guess the acceptance rate has changed something, because if you remember yesterday when I did 7 out of 18, I was at 79 acceptance rate, and it went down to 70. But here, I've been doing, maybe they changed the formula or something like that, but it started going up and down as I'm doing the dash acceptance rate, declining those. It looks like my number went up and then it went back down, went back up and went back down. That was confusing because I remember when I was like in the high 90s, to gain just 1 point of acceptance rating, I had to do 10 deliveries. Maybe this low, they add 1 and then subtract 1 for this low. So all right, now let's look at the on-time rating. Okay, yeah, I still have that late one from yesterday, but today, wow, not a single lateness. Wow, I thought I was going to be late on at least on one of them. So, and then, so where did I gain I gained a point because I had, I broke, past 30 days. I increased my number of DoorDashes. So I gained a point there. So I'm at 54 for that. Of course, I go back down when I start dashing again on Tuesday. So yeah, 88. So that gives me a good cushion. So maybe, so wow. And here's another thing. Both days, today and yesterday, I did not get a single shopping. The PetSmart was a pickup. So, well, and I still got my 1 Platinum Pass if I need to use it. So, yeah. So with the almost $50 of the Spark, and then the almost $100, so I made almost $150 today of Spark and DoorDash combination. That's not the norm. Yesterday was the norm, so I made about $80. About almost $50 in DoorDash, and then almost $20 for Spark. So yeah, so I think I can work with this, and I'm not as tired. That's the other thing. I was really trying to see if I can do Spark most of the time, and I said I can't. So anyhow, so I hope you enjoy coming with me on this adventure. It was a little different today. I was expecting my acceptance rating to be in the 50s, to be honest, with the brutal declines I've been doing today. So, but if you enjoyed what I did today, I urge you to like the video. And if you enjoyed the content that I'm doing, I urge you to subscribe to the channel. I also urge you to join the membership club. Every week I give a recap of the week, and then I also break down in a little bit more detail about the mileage and the dollars amount that I made, and I calculate what I think is subtract some of my expenses. The only expenses I subtract is gas and car payment, and then I break down time as actual time that I worked, which means actually making deliveries, and then how long I've been working, like sitting on my butt type thing. So anyhow, you can see that after I published the Sunday Spark. Of course, it may be different for this week when this comes. I may not be sparking Sunday, so we'll have to see. But also, if you're interested in the equipment that I use, from the bags I use for door dashing, the stickers I use for door dashing, the bags I use for Spark, and all the way up to the equipment that I use for YouTube. I have a link to my kit siting that gives you links to all the stuff that I use. And if you're interested in the clothing that I wear, I have a store that I sell this clothing. I have the DoorDash dash driving gear, and I got Spark driving gear. I got everything from polo shirts, just like I'm wearing now, and the hats. But I also have some T-shirts, colored T-shirts, for both Spark and DoorDash type thing. So when the weather gets warm, you can wear colorful T-shirts, so you don't have to worry about the gray polo and the blue polo for Spark and Dash. So anyway, I'm going to call it an evening. It's Friday evening. It's my pick. We're not going to barbecue. We're going Chinese. My wife goes, really? So anyway, and then afterwards we're going to do our shopping tonight. Because I don't feel like going anywhere over the weekend since it's going to go down to 0. So anyway, hope you enjoyed what you've seen today, and we're going to call it an evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will do this again later. So talk to you later.